Hello everyone, this is Dinerchteins. I'm back again, and today I am going to do a test. This is a test your rank test. It's 20 questions designed by Dinerchteins, 3D professional from Russia. It's been on the internet for a while, I think several years now. And yeah, I've actually taken this test before, but it's been a while since the last time I took it, and I figured it would be a good idea to take it on camera. And so I can discuss my moves and such and record that. I think that will be interesting. So yeah, also I have a confession. I have looked at the answer for the first question. It was a pro game, and I actually think a lot of these questions are from real pro games. So I want to make another video after this one where I go over the answers. I will see if I can find the answers in pro games, and I will compare what the pros play to my own answers and figure out, or try to figure out, why their move is better than mine. So I want to make that video too after this one. But first I want to take this test. It is the Dinerchteins test your rank test. I can leave a link for it. And by the way, this is this isn't sponsored or anything. He didn't tell me to do this. This is something I thought would be fun to do. So yeah, let's just get started with the test. Okay, so there's 20 questions, and this is the first one. Like I said, I do know the answer to this one, but I will also explain. So first of all, if you want to take, feel free to pause the video, or just take the test yourself, I guess, and then come back. But anyway, first of all, I would say that A is not good, because A is very slow, and it's not necessary. Because let's say white tries to kill black, maybe with this sun or something, and let's say that works. Black can just play here on the third line beneath C, and then push out on the second line, for instance. So A is too slow, it's not needed. Black isn't in that much trouble. Another move that I don't like is D, because D is not putting much pressure on white, because white isn't really weak. Usually we play this move if black is really strong, or white is kind of weak, so we can put maximum pressure on it. But in this case, I can just take the single stone on the left side, so I don't like D. And it has nothing to do with the action either in the bottom left. Next, E. I'm not a huge fan of E, because first of all, E tells white to fix his problem. So E is saying that, hey white, you have a cat at C, fix it. And I'm not sure that's a good thing to do. Also, it's Miai, E and attaching in the corner. So if white takes black's extension on the bottom, black can attach in the corner. That's another reason why I don't like E. So to me, it's between B and C. And it all depends on the status of black's group. If black can play C, he should play C. And that's actually the answer to the problem. And I did look this up because I was curious. My reading is terrible, so that's why I looked this up, and it is C. B is just too slow. And this is actually a Joseki, by the way. This whole situation is Joseki, but black plays this jump last, so it's usually the white's turn. But in this case, the problem says it's black to play. So usually white actually pushes in at B. But B is a little slow, so the answer is C. You can play it. Even if white cuts, black extends, white can't kill black in the corner. It's not possible. and also white has two groups to deal with, so that's why the answer is C. Okay, next problem. Again, feel free to pause. Okay, so immediately I can see that B is not a good move, because it is not doing much. Like, it doesn't really reduce black. You might think that, I guess, if black plays around there, then he builds a huge framework, but it's pretty vague. Like, even if black plays B, then it's not like he can take this whole territory. It still holds in it. So B is very light. It's well, it's not a light move, but it's not severe, to put it that way. So it's not B, and it's not A either, I don't think, because A is strengthening black, and it hasn't it hasn't anything to do with this area, which is what white wants to deal with. So it's either E, C, or D. Now I think it's probably D, because D has a lot of room. Like, I know for a fact that D is a move in the Kobayashi opening, but that's when black has this stone at the star point, and in that case it's less room. So I think D works here as well. Now black has a stronger wall in this case, so that might be a problem, but I think it's more than enough room for D. So if you can play D, I think D is correct. C also looks good, so I'm not sure about C. Maybe if black defends at D, then C is a good reduction. C is floating though, so I don't know, maybe C. E, I think it's not that good. I think in the Kobayashi opening E is a viable move, but in that case black doesn't have this strength. Black is a bit weaker, and in this case I think black can ignore the peep and maybe defend on the bottom, so or maybe just attack it directly. And well, actually I think defend on the bottom, and if white cuts, then white is at least just as weak as black, if not weaker. So I don't think it's E. I think it's either C or D, but I think it's D, so I'll go with D. So this is an invasion in the large Kema. So if white has this 4-4 and the Kema, black invades, white plays here, black plays here, white Hana, black Hana, and I think D is like D. D is the most normal one, most normal variation. I think yeah, I think also E. Wait a minute, I think it's C. Like, I think a normal variation is also C, but not now, but before the Hana. I think E is also Joseki. E and D both are Joseki, and I think also C is Joseki before the Hana. And A is a move, I think, before you play the Hana, then you can play A. But after, I haven't seen that. It may be possible, I haven't seen that. But I don't like giving black this Atari. So I don't like A. And for the same reason I don't like B. And C seems not... I haven't seen it. It doesn't seem very good. It doesn't... I mean, black can then play D. So I think it's either E or D, but... I don't know. I think D is the most common variation. I don't see a reason not to play D. But maybe also the reason why it's the mistake. Maybe there's some other reason for why any of these other moves are better, but I don't really see it. So I think it's fine to play D. So I will go with D. Okay, so this requires reading. I don't think it's A because white has attached here, and it seems to me you should respond to that. You don't want white to Hane on the top, and you Hane back, and white plays this Atari, and you have to connect. So I don't think it's A. It could be B. White plays D and black cuts. It is an empty triangle though. But black has the ladder, I think. So white has to defend this single stone after the cut. It may be B. C. I think C is also looks like a good move. If white draws back, then black can just continue on the top to connect. D, black doesn't have the ladder, so I don't think it's D. If white plays D and black has to protect, for instance, then black doesn't have the ladder. No, I'm sure black can do other things, but I don't think it's D. And I don't think it's E because that forces white to connect. I don't see a reason to do that. So I think it's either C or B, and I'm not sure which is better. I'm going with C. I'm not confident with B, so I'm going with C. Okay, next question. Okay, so this is a situation in the lower left, and it is when black has a shimori, 2 extensions. White plays this vital point. Black plays here. White attaches. Black plays underneath. White cross cuts, and it's black's turn. So where should black play? I think what seems to be like the most, how should I say it, like the most natural move is C, because you capture the single stone. But white gets, I think, 2 Ataris. If white plays here and you connect, and white plays here and you take, white gets outside, and this single stone looks a bit alone. It doesn't look weak though, but it looks a bit alone, and I'm not sure about that. A, I think, looks bad because it just gives white this free Atari. Now white definitely gets both Ataris. So I think A is probably the worst move. B, white will probably take, and black can Atari from the outside and kind of isolate the single stone. But I don't think that single stone is that big. So it seems strange. But black does fix like his problems in a way, but I mean it's a very connecting move. but it seems not big enough to get the outside. And still, this stone is a bit alone. E um, looks bad because white will just play B, I think, and get into black's territory very easily. D, white can do the same thing, but playing B, but black will capture the stone, and I think having this Panuki with the extension is too good. So white will extend, and I think black has the ladder. So black can take this single stone. White can play here. Black takes, and I think black has the ladder. Black has the ladder, so white can't ladder it. So if black plays D, white extends. Black plays C. White can't ladder his stone, so I think that's probably the correct order. Because then white can't get a nice formation on the outside either. And also white gets an attackable group, so maybe it's not so easy to kind of attack this single stone. So yeah, I think D is the best move. Okay, so here we have black making a formation on the right side. And immediately what comes to mind is B, because this is like a Takamiya kind of deal, that he plays from B and to build the right side. So immediately I'm thinking of B. If you want to follow Joseki, E is very common. But I don't think it looks good because it doesn't focus on the moyo. So white will play one spot below A, I guess. It could be good, but I think B looks better. It focuses on the moyo much better. There's also A, which is a Joseki, but this is something I learned in the Jungeseng League. I think it was like this. I think it was in Jungeseng. It might not even have been in the Jungeseng League. I think it was, but if you play A, I don't think white necessarily needs to play E. White can jump out. White can change the order and do something else. So A kind of forces white into the moyo. White doesn't need to play E. So I don't think it's A. You can't trust A to get the outside. I don't think. So I think it's B. It's either B or E. C seems strange. I haven't seen that before. Seems bad shape to make white strong like this, and then white can maybe attach here later. Seems strange shape. So I think it's B. This is requires reading. It's white to play. I think this is like a Joseki. So white has this 4/4, and black approaches. White defense. Black attaches. White attaches under, and then black plays this Hana. I think usually white plays C. That is the most common one. I have also seen E, but C is more common. I think white can also play B, honestly, and then black makes shape with, I think, either C or this tiger mouth. D I haven't seen. I don't think it's D, and I don't think it's A either because it kind of doesn't focus on this situation. So it's either B or C, I think, or E. It's not D, and I think probably it's C. That's the most common one anyway. Black will connect. White will. White has two choices. White can go down or play here. I think white will go down because white has this influence. So white wants to isolate this stone. So white will go down. How does this go? Black will play B. White will play here. Black will take. How does this go? Does black cut here? How does this Joseki go? I think black cuts, white turns, black plays here, white plays here. I'm not sure about that. I don't remember this Joseki that well. But I know that C is the most common variation, and it's also B. It's not E because black will connect, and white can take this single stone, but then black will just extend towards the influence. So I don't think E looks good. It's either B or C. It's probably C. So I'm just going with C. Okay. White to play. Okay, so this is kind of Joseki. Usually white turns. I think. That's. I'm not sure if the situation is different when black has this single stone, but I think in any case, usually white turns if he can. Black will answer, and then white can protect with B. I don't think white should play D because then it helps black, strengthens black. B, it could be B, but it kind of hurts to give black A, I think. But maybe in this situation it's better anyway. I don't think it's C because then white can run out. I think it's either B or A. White definitely wants to do something with this stone. The problem is if white plays A, then maybe black can ignore it and jump to one spot above C or something like that. And white has this Atari for free, which is painful. But A isn't always center. I think in sometimes A isn't. It's not like super center, but it is kind of center. So it all depends on A, I think, how center it is. If A is super center, then A is the move. If not, then I think it's like B or something. I'll go with A. I'm not sure about that one. Okay, next question. White to play. Okay, so this is like Joseki. Black has approached twice and white has ignored, and then, white ignored the first time. So after the second approach, white jumps out, and then black takes the corner. So I think usually white either plays D or A or B. I'm not sure about C. I don't think that's Joseki. It doesn't put much pressure on black. I know after A or B, D is the move. I think it's after A, then D is the move. So what should I do? It would be strange if it's E. Kind of ignores it and kind of leaves it there, saying they are light. I don't think it's E though. I think it's A, B, or D. If white plays A, black will play, or if white plays B, black will play A, and white will press and get a wall this way. If white plays A, B, press, get the wall this way. I think white can also play D immediately. I think it's A. I may be completely wrong, but I want to do something about this position. And if I play B, then I kinda gives black the position. While if I play A, maybe I can invade. So I think it's A, and that could be wrong, but I'm going with A. Okay, next question. Here we have pretty much the same deal. Now the usual move is A. That's just Joseki. So I'm going with A. I think this is a pretty standard thing. Okay, next question. Okay, so we have influence by white on the top, and white wants to attack this stone at something like C or at the start point, something like that. White wants to attack this stone, and it's black's turn. So black or white has this influence, so maybe black wants to jump out at D to reduce this influence. But the thing is that black doesn't have a base, so if black jumps out, then white can play C or something, and black is floating. But if black plays C or A, white still has room, like maybe capping or something, to grow the center. Although I think white wants to attack with the influence and not make territory. That's like a pretty standard thing. So I don't know about B, because then white can approach and black is still not alive. It's definitely not B, because white can pincer it and it will be a difficult battle for black. I don't think it's E either, because then white will simply attack the stone. So I think it's either D, C, or A. I think C looks better than A, because C has a follow-up at B. A has not a good follow-up at B because it's a short extension. It looks kind of strange. The downside with C is that white can play one spot below A to rob black of his base, which is a good move. But in that case, maybe black can jump out a D or something. The focus isn't on the left side; it's on the center. So I think it's either C or D, and I think it's probably C because D seems still allowing white to attack. I could be completely wrong on this, but I think it's C. Okay, so this is a life in death question, and if any of this other move works, it's not E, I don't think, because that gives the least amount of points. So let's check the others. Let's check C. Black plays E, white connects. Black plays D. And think white is dead. White looks pretty dead, so it's not C. D. White plays, or black plays this 1-2 point next to C. If white blocks, then black can play this E and then connect, and white is dead. If white plays above it or below E, black will play C, white will play A, and white's alive. If black simply pushes at A, white will defend at C, and again white is alive. So I think D just lives. B. Black can push at A. White plays C. Black plays E. White connects. Black throws in. White takes. Black plays here, and I think white is dead. This is my bad reading. So I don't think B actually works. It's pretty much the same as C. But A, if white plays A, black plays E, white connects. Oh, so if white plays A, black plays D, white plays B, black plays E, white connects. Black plays this 1-2 point. White blocks. Black plays outside and Seki. I think A is Seki. So I don't think it's A. I think it's probably D. It leaves less weaknesses, and white is just alive. I think it's probably D. I'm going with D. Okay, next question. Spent a long time on that one. Question 13. White to play. Okay, so there's this situation. I don't think it's E if it's not needed, and I don't think it's needed. So it's one of these. And this is something that is interesting. It's something that sometimes I don't know myself which is better of this kind of moves. C completely get rid of the Aji. Uh, but I think B is a little better, like it's a little bigger. It kind of pokes into black's territory. E or A is probably not good because black has this B in center. So it's not A. Same with D, black has B in center. So it's either C or B, I think. And I'm not sure which is better. It is... I think it's probably B. If black can't do anything, like black has E, white has to connect, so black has 3 liberties. If white plays B and black, let's say black just goes down here above B, and white plays D, black plays A, white connects, black plays Hane, white plays here, black connects, white plays here. Black can't go in because black will be in Atari. Yeah, so I think B works fine. It's no problem with B, I don't think. So I'll go with B. Question 40. Okay, so there's a bunch of different things here. There's also E, which threatens to go into the corner. Seems centered to me. If black answers, you connect. Doesn't black need to answer this? Seems pretty centered to me. I don't see why E is not center. Thing is, if white gets to connect, then maybe it's white can go further in or do something else here because white's a little stronger. The question is how center is E. White seems fairly strong on the outside, so I don't think black can connect. Like if black plays here and white plays down, don't think black can do anything here. It's probably, I'm going with the E. Question 15. Okay, so we have this shape in the corner. I think it's cool if white plays D. It can't be A because that just gives black everything. And not E either. Because black will play C, white D, black takes, and white is dead. So it's not E, it's not A. I don't think it's C either, I don't think that lives. But this is center, this is cent. So black needs to protect. But I think white still dies. I don't think white can live there. So it's not C, it's not E, it's not A. It's either B or D, I think. If white plays B, white plays C, white or black plays C, white won't play D because then black just takes. And if white plays on the first line, black can just extend or take the ko. It's probably D. It seems most. It's most normal thing at least. It's like a ko shape. if black plays E, white will protect. Then there's a ko. If black connects, I think, doesn't white die? So if white plays D, black plays E, white will play this first line. White black descends. White protects. Black plays here. Again, I think white is dead, but yeah, this is the problem with my reading. I can't read these situations out. That probably shouldn't be that hard, but I don't see a way for D to live. But I'm pretty sure D is the correct answer, because it can't be E, it can't be A, and B just seems strange. Maybe it's C, but I don't think C can live. I mean, black can just play the monkey jump, and white has no base. I guess there's also this cut. So this cut is kind of interesting, actually. If white plays E, black cuts at C. White plays D, black takes. No. If white plays D, black plays E, white defends, black plays ko. White defends. If black protects, white will cut. White can attack from the outside. White extends. Black extends. White cuts. Black protects. But white dies on the outside. I think it has to be D. It has to be D. Yeah, if white plays D and black plays here, white plays here, and black defends, white plays E, then there's a ko for life. If black plays E, white will play B. Black will play A. White can play connect, or actually white can play this above C move, and then there's a ko again. If black protects, white can play above E, and there's a ko. So I think D is ko. It is ko. So yeah, I'm going with D. Okay, next question. 16 of 20. Okay, so it's black to play. So black can just take the 3 stones at B, but then white has D, and black can't play E. So it's a reduction for white. Black can play C, white will play E, and again, if black plays D, then white connects, black has to go back. Of course, black can't play E, because then white will just play C, and it's a ko. if black plays D, uh, eventually black needs to take these 3 stones. But I think this is probably the most territorial move, because black does get the point at C as a point. You have to take 1 away because black has to go back. But if black goes back directly at B, then white reduces this, and white doesn't get these points. So yeah, if black also plays C, white can play D. So it's probably D. It gives more points. I'm going with D. Okay, so we have a situation on the top side. Okay, so if black cuts, white will play C. Black connects, white Hane. Black will cut. If white protects, black will play on the second line. Atari. Black will go out. Black will protect. And black has 4 liberties and white has 3. White will turn. But then I think black can kill these 3. So if black plays cut, white plays C, black connects, white Hane, black cuts, white will play from the top. That's Atari. Black takes, white plays another Atari, black connects. And then white can surround black, and black has a dumpling, so that's not good. So it's not B. If black plays A, it threatens B, but white will just protect at C. So I don't think that's a good exchange necessarily. It makes white stronger on the outside. So I don't think it's A either. E, I don't think it's E because it's away from situation. If you play a normal variation, white protects or plays the Hane, black pulls back, white connects, black plays normal variation, white will then extend to D, and it seems good for white. I don't think it's E. I think it's probably D, because D reduces the top side. It's a very mild pincer on this stone. It's not really a pincer, it's too far away. But yeah, I think it's probably D. And yeah, probably D. Maybe it's C. If white protects, then black can extend to D. It could be C. I just think D looks good. Because it has a follow-up to pincer the single stone. It also kind of helps this one stone, in addition to reducing the top sides. I'm going with D. Question 18. Okay, so white to play is probably not A, because it kind of doesn't do anything with the bottom side. I think this is actually C, because C is kind of centered towards the single stone, and then white can cut a D to capture. I think if C plays, or if white plays C, then black will go out, white will cut, black will extend, white will extend, black will cut, white will extend, and if black covers the outside, then white only needs 1 move to capture black. Yeah, I think it's C. I think C works. So I think it's C. Um, I mean, it could be A, but I'm not sure about leaving the situation here. Uh, I'm not sure what black would do though, honestly, because this is kind of like light stones for white, so it may not be urgent to play there for white. But I think C works, so I'm going with C. Question 19. Okay, so black has this formation on the right side, um, and you want to do something about that. It's probably not B, because it's kind of not very light. Kind of helps black to extend or to hollow. It seems a bit heavy. Um, I like A more. I don't know. It could be A. I don't like C because it's a bit slow. But I actually like E the best. Because E is like a typical move in this kind of situation where you want to strengthen your group. You touch a strong stone to strengthen your group. D seems a little not like it's not sent there. It's not a forcing move, and black can just cover from the outside. So I don't like D. I think it's either A or E. And I'm going with E because it's touching a strong stone, and you want to. It's a typical way to invade. Black will probably play from the top. White will extend. Black will play here on the second line. And already white has gained some benefit, some strength. It could be A. Maybe it's a bit too risky, and maybe white should get out immediately. So maybe it's A. Like black won't cut because white will just push and go into black's territory. But black can play something like D to threaten a cut, and white needs to connect. I guess, but maybe that's okay to play A. If black doesn't have a good move, and if black forces white to connect, then it makes this single black stone weaker. So because white can play something like B. So it could be A. I just like E. It seems like a typical good move in this situation. But so does A. And then we look at the answers, and it's neither. It's something completely different. I just know it. I know. I like E. It touches a strong stone. It's a forcing move. I like E. Question 20. White to play. So immediately we see that black has this target E, which is pretty painful. So white E looks good. If white plays D, then black has this target E. It's just a little painful. So I don't like D that much because it leaves this. It's definitely not A because white is weaker. You can't attack at this point. And it's not B, I don't think either, for the same reason. Because black can attach on the outside. Threaten these stones. But it's definitely not A. It could be C. This is a weird shape, but maybe it works. If black plays E, white plays under, black takes, and maybe white can connect. And make a good shape, better shape. It's also cool Like if black takes, it's ko. Um, I think it probably is C, because probably black can play, I'm assuming. So black will extend, and then white can play. If white plays E directly, black isn't going to play above E. Black is going to maybe take the base at D. Because if white plays C and black takes the base at D, white has this tiger's mouth. Then black has the peep. Black connects, white plays here, or black plays there. Then black has this attachment. So I don't think black can peep right away. That's what C threatens. So I kind of like C. I kind of like C. I'm going with C. So let's see. Let's see. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. European foreland. I didn't really expect that, because I don't think I have gotten this good of a result before. But anyway, I obviously got some questions wrong. There's still a lot room left to 200 points. So I will make another video. Hopefully I can find all the games. And I'll make another video where I go over the answers. I know that Alexander Dinerchteins actually had a lecture where he went over the answers. But that was a long time ago, and I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I'm not sure if anyone has a recording of that, because I think it probably was with audio. But maybe there's an SGF file, and maybe he used text, but I kind of doubt that, and I haven't seen it. So yeah, that's kind of sad. I would love to see him go through these problems, but I will try to find the games and see if I can compare my answers to what the pros played. So that will be the next video. Hope you enjoyed this video. He also actually has another test. It's called like Test Your Go Style, where you answer questions to test your style rather than your strength. Although I believe there's a style that's superior to the rest, which is balanced style. But I will probably get a very territorial style. I believe I've done that before as well, and have gotten both balanced and territorial, I think. Maybe I'll do that. If you want to see that, I will do that. It's been a while since I took that test as well, so I don't think I'll remember most of the answers. And yeah, so maybe I'll do that too. Hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.